you'd be seen as outcasts in the entertainment industry, right? You don't go along with the status quo when it comes to this.
Self-outcasts.
Yeah,
We walk away.
You can't really fire someone if they quit, man.
Yep, I get that. Listen, been there before.
You can't fire me, I quit.
Exactamundo.
Well, we have this from Variety. And I'd like to award this person, Amanda, is it Seyfried? Seyfried? How do you say that, Blaz?
I think it's
Seyfried, I think. Yeah, I think
Seyfried? Amanda Seyfried had to use a bodyguard amid a MAGA outrage over calling Charlie Kirk hateful. She says, A, I'm allowed to effing voice my feelings, and B, do it in a way that's not unkind necessarily. But there's just an outside fear and hatred of impulse to bash and to tear down, and I experienced a very small fraction of that. I want my kids to be able to feel safe to voice their opinions as long as they're not harmful. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I say? And then all of a sudden, I find myself with an effing bodyguard at the airport, and I'm like, this is crazy. She called Charlie Kirk hateful, and she said, I'm allowed to voice my feelings here. Does anybody here see the immense irony in her statement when it comes specifically to Charlie Kirk? Yes, Gabe.
I know. One guy got murdered for voicing his opinions, and then she laughed about it or said it was good because he was hateful, and then she's worried about being hurt for her opinions.
And I call bullshit, Craig. Big, beautiful bullshit. Those bullets are flying one way. I don't think she needs a bodyguard. I think she's totally fine. I think she's making a spectacle of this and just continuing the BS that there's any violent threats. At most, you're going to get people wagging their finger like, how dare you say that? That's about what she's going to be getting.
Agreed. Yeah.
I am 100% on board with that, Phoenix. You're 100% right. It's insane. Charlie was a friend of mine, and it was one of the most horrific things that ever took place. Just horrendous, and it was for voicing his opinion. I get so many death threats as an ICE agent, as a police officer, as someone who supports this president openly. It's insane. And I never get them in person because they're cowards. But Amanda Seyfried does not need a bodyguard from MAGA people. That's not where the violence or the danger or the threats are coming from. But now look, she's a victim. Bullshit.
I'd say reposted quote tweets is from this person, Kirsten Fleming, says, you know who else wanted to voice his opinion and feel safe, right? Also, Nick Searcy came in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nick, but
good buddy of mine. He directed me in a movie. I just did a movie where I directed him. Great guy. And he's also on Proud American Studios, where I have my podcast. He does The Hero Next Door. Nick Searcy's one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet.
Let's stink and go. Well, Mr. Searcy says, no one on the left has been murdered for being a right-winger, murdered by a right-winger. Many attempts and some successful to murder people on the right by a left-winger. Spare me this phony bullshit. I think we all see it. Yeah.
It's the classic narcissist move where they hurt you and you said, hey, that hurt. And they're like, do you know how I feel when you tell me what I did to you? Do you know how hard that is for me? That's that classic move from the left. They just flip it around right back at you. It's crazy, the gaslighting.
Obviously, you guys are familiar with the entertainment space and Hollywood in general. I mean, are they so, like, do they not have any idea how not self-aware a statement like this is? Or does she have people like seal clapping going like, yeah, you go, girl?
You nailed it on the head. All the sycophants and all the yes people around and blah, blah, blah. But also that victimhood is the card. I mean, you look at Stephen Colbert, who was losing $40 million a year, and President Trump threw me off the air. No, he didn't. CBS did, or whatever network it was on, because you hemorrhaging money every year. And it is crazy. But yeah, that's the Hollywood culture. And also that makes her super cool, because what a hero she is for standing up. And the way that will end up getting spun is, she stood up to Charlie Kirk. Or, you're like, well, what?
After he's dead?
Exactly. But, I mean, that's what
up to his gravestone.
Charlie was a truly remarkable individual, and we are not better off because he's gone.
That happened, September 10th, the day before 9/11. And I think for a lot of folks, that'll be a day. Be interested to see how that's not celebrated, but you know what I'm trying to say on September.
Commemorated.
Commemorated, and seeing what the response will be, specifically with it being the 1-year anniversary coming up. I mean, I think everybody knows exactly where they were when that happened, and I was glued to what was happening in real time, and it was obviously awful to see. You know, going back to this story here, I've never been in the Hollywood system. I've been adjacent to it several times. I've just been on the internet, right? To me, I'm always fascinated by when this like crazy shift took place, and specifically like the hatred of our president when it comes to Hollywood, because he was like the biggest star in Hollywood for a long time when he was what was the show? The Apprentice, right?
Yep.
He had a huge show and everybody loved him until they didn't. So like who gave the marching orders? Like, do you guys have any insight on this at all? Like, was this something that just became cool to hate the guy, and then it became cool to, I don't know. I'm always fascinated by this. Do you guys have any insight on this at all?
I'm not going to say Nancy Pelosi, but I'm not going to not say Nancy Pelosi. It's the establishment. It's the establishment that has the established power, and it's quiet. You know, the people who are pulling the levers of power, hidden. You know, they don't like it because he's an outsider. He speaks his mind. He doesn't give a crap. He's going to call it like it is, and they don't want that. They don't want that at all. But there was rap songs about him. He was honored by the NAACP. He was the guy. And then as soon as he decided to run as a Republican, had he run as a Democrat, I think it would have been okay.
Right.
And so he said, I'm going to run as a Republican. But look at the Republican Party now. I mean, RFK Jr. ran for president as a Democrat. The president used to be a Democrat. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard ran for president as a Democrat. So if you want to talk about really being more inclusive, that's this current administration. But they didn't like it because it's the establishment that was in power. It's the Nancy Pelosi's. It's the USAID folks. It's the people who are funding and stealing. It's Gavin Newsom's of the world, the established politicians who have been fleecing taxpayers left, right, and center, and they don't want to lose their grip on power. But guess what? They are.
Yeah, I would add to that too. Like, it was even, let's say it wasn't the establishment, right? And I'm actually agreeing with Dean here. But just from a visual standpoint, what happened was, here you have a guy that's going to the Republican side. Already that side is not in bed with that, right? So then you have that. But then here's the big problem. You had Hillary Clinton. So you have a woman going up against him. And that's like their little virtue signal talking points of, patriarchy wins again kind of idea. So it was already hitting all their little talking point things that he was like the perfect storm of evil for them, because then he beat her. And so like that was, sacrilegious to their ideology.
Right.
I should have said Hillary Clinton. Good call. You're right, Phoenix. 100%.
Make sure you sub here. Watch the next video here.